Grab your popcorn, dim the lights. It's movie time, we're taking flight. From the silver screen to your earbuds here, we're diving deep, so lend your ear. Action, drama, comedy, gold. Stories fresh and classics old. We'll break it down, scene by scene, from indie gems to Hollywood dreams. Roll the credits, let's begin. Talking movies, where do we fit in? Heroes, villains, twists and turns. The love for cinema always burns. Roll the credits, it's time to see what makes the movies magic for you and me.
All right, welcome one and all to another episode of Popcorn and Root Beer. Tonight, it's just me and Trash, and we are taking a stroll down Broadway for some musical and theater talk here tonight. We are coming at you with a abbreviated episode or segment of the forecast because we're making room for a double feature of Mount Rushmore. We are diving into the hot topics of the Broadway world. Trash and I are ready to go. I hope you guys are too. Now, Trash, you are a musical fan, yes?
I am a musical fan. To be honest, we're doing the double Mount Rushmore, and I was prepping, and I was like, we could do like 6 Mount Rushmores, and I am ready for it, you know?
Legitimately. There was so many different topics. I was like, maybe we do this, maybe we do this, maybe we do this.
I know.
It was hard.
And
it was
hot
hard.
takes.
This was a hard one.
No.
Yeah, this was
It's
hard
a lot.
one.
It's a hard one. No, we're gonna have to do. We might do
Uh,
another musical episode at some point. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm sure we will. With you and I both on the staff, I just feel like it's
yeah,
it's
about to
happening.
happen.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think a double Mount Rushmore is cool. A Hear Me Out section is always fun. If you're a part of the IBT family, thank you so much for being here. If you're not a part of the family and would like to be, like, subscribe, share. Listen, hit that little notification bell. Come join us every week. We do a bunch of different topics, not just entertainment on this channel. We do everything from NASCAR to golf to fantasy football, and everything in between. That's why we are in between media. It is not one size fits all here. Trash, I am just ready to go. I can't really delay it anymore. It's time for us to make some moves here. So let's dive into the forecast. Let's make our predictions. Let's make the people some money because that's one of our specialties here on Popcorn and Root Beer. Welcome in for another edition of the Box Office Forecast, where we give you our expert opinions and help you make some money in the process. Who knew you could bet on entertainment? We did. So that's why we made the show.
Yeah. You know how much we knew that you could bet on entertainment, and specifically we were talking Tony Awards tonight. I am going to flex a little bit. In between media, we like to do a lot of things. I did a Tony Awards betting article last year, and I was reviewing my record just before this, just to like see, you know, I went 4 for 6. So,
and that's pretty good because award shows are notorious for like trying to like swerve the audience, kind of keep things interesting.
Okay.
The favorite is not always going to win.
Yeah, one of the ones that I missed on was betting on picking a favorite to win Best Musical last year. So, like, anything can happen.
Well, what did you pick and what ended up winning?
I picked Suffs, and The Outsiders ended up winning, which I get it. I think The Outsiders was like, it was also, you know, pretty high up there in the odds. So, I kind of like,
So, I didn't see another article. Do you have another article coming down the pipeline for us?
No, I don't think I'm doing one this year because we're talking about it tonight. We're talking live.
We are talking live, and we are going right into Best Musical. These odds are on BetUS. Not a sponsor yet, but if you're feeling frisky, BetUS, we're always open.
Hashtag could be a sponsor.
Yeah, hashtag could be, coulda, shoulda, and will. All right. Let me give you the odds real quick. So there are five shows nominated for the Best Musical this year. Death Becomes Her is going off at plus 300. Maybe Happy Ending is going off at -200. That is the favorite right now. Operation Mincemeat is going off at +700. That is the big underdog. Dead Outlaw at +400. And Buena Vista Social Club is going off at +400 as well. Trash, you and I both are in agreement on Best Musical. Why don't you start us out?
I think it's Death Becomes Her at +300. We do both have it. I think, like, if you're looking at kinda either end of the spectrum, I don't think Operation Mincemeat has a chance. It is, like, the import from the West End, and I think it's kind of just, I don't know, feels like, it's what it is. I don't think it's going to win. Um, Maybe Happy Ending. I'm gonna be honest, this show, everything that I watched of it and listened to of it, I haven't seen it live, it gave me the ick. I don't know
Oh,
how else
really?
to explain it. It was not for me, and I like Darren Criss, like, I have been with
Yeah,
Darren Criss since the
sure.
Star Kid days, the Glee days, the
Right.
long time ago.
Yeah.
There was something about it that was, like, a little too cheesy, over the top. It was like that old school musical, but not in a way, because 'cause I'm, like, not a huge old school musical fan always.
I am also not, and that'll become so
Yeah.
much more apparent as we dive into, like, Rushmore and stuff
Oh,
like that.
for sure, and I'm, like,
But
right
I'm
there
just
with you, so we're good.
yeah. Yeah, I'm just not an old school musical kinda guy. I also went with Death Becomes Her because this is just the one that I don't know, it just seems more interesting. I think it has a viral
Yes.
TikTok sound now, right? Like, that's kinda going around, like, that was rude.
I don't think
It's
I've heard that or knew that that was okay. I haven't been
yeah.
on, yeah, okay,
Well,
I gotta
you're not
get
chronically online like I am is the problem. So, uh, it feels like the kind of show that wins these awards.
it was
Maybe
fun. It was
yeah, and that's
cute.
what everyone says. Everyone says it's fun, it's an enjoyable time. I haven't heard anyone talk about maybe Happy Ending. Like not for 2
No,
seconds have I heard someone talk about it.
no.
So, that just feels like a lame pick to
Yeah.
me.
The other
It's
thing
kind of a
with
I have to say, I think this is a weak crop.
yes, yeah, there's no big name necessarily.
Yeah. There's nothing that's like capturing my
Um,
attention. Death Becomes Her is the closest.
yeah, but I do think that looks fun, and, like, I think they're capitalizing on that, like, IP recognizable IP turned musical, and I think it's interesting because they do Death Becomes Her, obviously, and that, like, the interesting connection to having the Sabrina Carpenter video that came out, right? Like, I don't know, there's something about that I'm
Right.
like, I'm sure that's just a weird coincidence that they both captured at the same moment, but I
Right.
don't know, it kinda, like, hit at the right time, and I think that it gives it, like, a little bit more oomph in the yeah, it gives it a little bit more oomph, and I think it has some fun names, has some fun numbers.
I think another reason why this show probably should be considered a front runner is actually our next bet for a Tony Award for Best Actress in a Musical. They hold 2 of the spots. They're
Yeah,
2
that's
really
also very
talented.
true.
Like, wha
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
how is it not gonna win? But you know what? Like I said, there is a history of the Tony Awards going away from conventional wisdom. For example,
Mm,
years and years ago, the most famous example of this probably is Wicked losing to Avenue Q.
which is wild.
Which is wild, right? Best new musical, and they lost to Avenue Q.
Yeah.
Wicked, billion-dollar
And how many years
enterprise now.
later? Exactly,
Right,
like,
and, like, no one runs Avenue Q
one of
anymore,
the
right? Like, it's
longest
like a
running shows
community
on
theater
Broadway.
show.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
and Avenue Q is kinda, yeah, like, it's on the,
Mhm.
community circuit. Alright, here are our options. Death
Yes.
Megan Hilt I apologize, by the way, if I butcher names. I don't do it on purpose, it's just, um, I just don't know them off the top of my head. Megan Hilty from Death Becomes Her going off at +200. Her co-star Jennifer Samard, Death Becomes Her, +500. Jasmine Amy Rogers from Boop, the musical, based on Betty Boop, is going off at +500. The favorite at -200 is Nicole Scherzinger from Sunset Boulevard. And coming in at +400 is Audra McDonald from Gypsy. I will start because I took the boring route. I took the favorite. I took Nicole Scherzinger, who, like, when she initially started this role, she was the talk of the town, right? I mean, it was
Yeah.
like internet breaking how good she is in this role.
Everybody. Yeah.
Everybody was talking about her. Had a couple social media snafus, I think, that dulled her sparkle a bit for people. But I don't know if the Tony Awards are going to penalize her quite so heavily enough for her to lose this. And she's going off at a pretty heavy favorite. But
Yeah.
you
I
think
think
someone might
she's
have a better chance too, right?
Yeah. I think Nicole is kind of like she's an easy chance to throw a little money on it if you want to bet on the favorite. Like it is not a bad pick. I did pick someone different. I picked Audra McDonald. And that was it plus 400? I'm not
Plus
looking. Yeah,
400
plus
for
400.
Gypsy.
Yeah. So I pulled out the stats. I am the Jake this episode. I've decided.
Yeah, I need one.
Someone has to be. Exactly. So I have some stats for you. Okay, so Nicole Scherzinger, interestingly, when the that role was originated by Glenn Close, and
Yep.
she won the Tony when she did that. So I think that's like a solid bet. However, Audra McDonald, this is her 11th nomination, which is the most in Tony history of anyone. Just
Wow.
what?
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly.
That's
Like
an insane stat.
it is. She has 6 wins already. The other thing though, so this role, Mama Rose in Gypsy, the history of Tonys in this role specifically. Ethel Merman in 1959, when the show came out, she originated, she was nominated, she didn't win it. However, Angela Lansbury won in the 1974 revival. Tyne Daly won in the 1989 revival. Patti LuPone won in the 2008 revival. Bernadette
Wow.
Peters was nominated for the 2003 revival, but didn't win. Like this is top name company, and
Those are big
Audra,
names.
yes, and Audra McDonald already having the most Tony nominations in history. Like it feels weird that she's not the favorite in a way, and I know that that is probably because Nicole Scherzinger has that like celebrity stunt cast name, but
I think I'm just shocked at the fact that Nicole Scherzinger was the lead singer of the Pussycat Dolls. Like, you don't
it
really
is
associate them with
wild
like
when you
great
think
vocals.
about. So I was looking at her career the other day, and it's wild because she has like the Pussycat Dolls, the Tony nominee, and the whole Broadway career. Then also like I'm gonna blank on the name, but the mother in Moana. Like,
Is she really?
yes, yeah.
Oh
She's the
wow.
mother in Moana. Yeah. Did
She's
you not
also
know that?
I did not know that. I know a lot of the cast. I
You
didn't know
and
the
your
whole cast.
Moana fandom.
I love Moana. I am a big
I
fan.
know.
I do think this is going to Nicole Scherzinger. Fun fact about Sunset Boulevard: Glenn Close did originate the role, but originally it was supposed to be Patti LuPone, and
Oh,
Andrew Lloyd
interesting.
Webber fired her. They did not get along. She hates Andrew Lloyd Webber, and I'm assuming the feeling
Oh,
is mutual. And we know Patti
yeah.
LuPone, what a diva, will never hide
Yeah.
how she feels about anybody. So she was very open about the fact that she hates Andrew Lloyd Webber.
But also,
Um,
isn't Andrew Lloyd Webber like a known weirdo? I mean, his shows are
Probably
all
is.
kind of weird, and I'm pretty
They're
sure he
all weird, and
personally
we're
is
gonna
like a
talk
known.
about them.
Oh, for sure, we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
I know.
Like,
We'll
be a
get
weirdo
into
all
it.
you want. If you bang out all those kind of, you know what? Let's
It's true.
get to that. Let's just get to that now because it's
Okay.
it's time. Let's get to Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Best of the best. Mountains in the west. The stories will last. The present and past.
As we said earlier, we have two Mount Rushmores for you. But before we get to that, I am going to pause and once again ask you to like, subscribe, share, do whatever you need to do on this channel. Tell us your favorite musicals. Tell us your least favorite musicals. Tell us the musical you think is overrated or the bets you're laying down on the Tonys this year. These
We
were
always
too
want your
hard.
pick.
Yeah, these were too hard categories. Was one harder for you than the other?
So, okay, it was funny because as I was going through, what I kept finding was there would be certain times where I'd be like, I just kept being like, oh, but this song from that show and this song from that show. And then I'd be like, but maybe that then just goes in best musical. And, like,
Right.
it was such a, like, weird cascading, and then I was like, "No, how many do I double up on?" It was a whole mind game.
Right.
I feel good about my picks, like, I'm very happy with them, but it was really tough, my god.
Yeah, that is, oh, man, I'm looking at my picks for best song, and I'm like, oh, I left some out." Like, and that was the hard part. So
No,
for
you
me, I think
had to. I have
yeah, I think
honorable
that was the
mentions, it's
harder
fine, we'll
one.
do it.
Yeah, I think that was the harder
Yeah.
one. So let's start with the best musical overall.
Yes.
Obviously, I think we have no repeats of this one. Neither of
Mm-mm.
us picked a similar one. So why don't you give your 4 and we'll break them down.
So, I think I've talked about my love of Chicago before, but I love Chicago. I think it is phenomenal, both stage, I've seen it on Broadway twice, and the movie version. It is one of, I think, the rare versions where the movie absolutely captures the magic that you can see on stage. It's different because it has to be, but, like, it is equally as glamorous and wonderful. Like, it's immersive and just it
Yeah.
does it. I love Chicago.
Did you see
My
the movie?
next
Like, who
one,
was it? It was Catherine Zeta-Jones and
Renee Zellweger, Richard
Renee
Gere.
Zellweger and Richard Gere. Thank you. That's the guy I couldn't think of.
So good. My next pick, and this is the stage musical only, obviously, is Legally
Mhm.
Blonde. We will
Right.
talk later, though, however, more about
We'll get to
um,
that.
but I do love Legally Blonde, the musical. I think it's cute, it's fun, it's like, it's a great romp.
It's
Um,
very good.
my third pick on here is Hadestown.
Oh,
Hadestown is so good.
so good.
Shout out to Anais Mitchell because Vermont, we have to shout out our own Vermonters. Um,
Fair, fair.
and Hadestown is phenomenal. Like I saw
Hadestown.
it a couple summers ago, and oh my god,
So that is my boyfriend's favorite musical. Is Hadestown. He
I get
so
it.
I went to go see Romeo and Juliet on Broadway
Mm,
last year when Kit Connor and Rachel Zegler were in it, with
yes,
a friend of mine in New York. Um, he came to New York with me, and then him and his friend wound up going to Hadestown that night to go watch that. So both of us got what we wanted out of the
yeah,
deal. Um, I do love the music of Hadestown. What I've heard, I have not listened to the full soundtrack yet. I am not well versed in Hadestown
it
because,
is fully sung through, if I recall correctly. So listen to the soundtrack,
yeah,
you get it all. But yeah,
right.
it does
I
make that a
am
commitment then to do the full
I'm
cast
gonna
recording.
spoiler alert, put a little spoiler alert
Yes,
warning right now.
yeah.
I'm going to discuss the ending of Hadestown for a second.
Oh, feel
Um,
free to.
so I don't love tragedies. Weird that I saw Romeo and Juliet, but that's a little bit different. It doesn't feel like
Yeah,
it. Like
it
it's
is.
not
It's
really meant to
Shakespearean.
upset you. It's meant to be almost
Yeah.
ridiculous in its ending. This is based on the Greek tragedy. Like Hadestown is based on that Greek tragedy. Orpheus, the legend of Orpheus, who like tries to lead his lover
Mhm.
out of hell. And Hades is like, you can take her as long as you don't look back. And the musical changes a few things. In the legend, in the myth, Orpheus gets to the end um, and thinks she's out of the shadow too. Because she has to set foot into the sun. And he thinks he makes it. So he turns around like to celebrate and it's like, we made it. And she's still one step short of being out of the shadows. That's how the Greek tragedy goes. The show's a little different, but it's a very tragic end, I feel like.
Yes. Um, it is tragic. I will say I absolutely bawled. We'll talk about that when I give my I mean, I guess I can spoil it now. It's one of my picks for a best song, but I
Mm,
absolutely bawled at that song.
yeah.
Um, it is beautiful. It's tragic. It's sad. I did have like having a person, a former lover who died. Like that's weird to say. Anyway, it, like, made it hit home a little closer, I think, but, like, it is a powerful show. It's a powerful, powerful soundtrack, like, and it's good, the music, it's so good.
Right.
Um, yeah, I really like it. My fourth pick to round it out is then arguably the least serious, and that's saying something with Legally Blonde on a list.
That's true.
Actually, not arguably the least serious, easily the least serious. It is Cats. Cats is silly as hell. There is no other way to describe Cats.
Cats
Anybody
is
who's like Cats
insane.
has a plot. Cats doesn't have a fucking plot. Cats
All right,
has
so I
lost
have
the plot.
tried. I have tried to figure out what the plot of Cats is, and I cannot, like, to the point that I've Wikipedia'd it, like read through the plot, and I'm like, this is impossible to read. I don't even know what's happening. I'm
No.
lost.
It's fine. You don't have to know, because the thing is about Cats is it's just cats being cats. And like if you just take it at face value of like cats doing songs. So I saw Cats on Broadway when I was a kid. My parents knew people that work backstage. I have like behind me here, if you can see, there's a Cats poster with like
Oh
all
yeah,
the
I see.
signatures.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I had to put it there for this anyway. So I saw Cats when I was like 7 years old, and they like took us backstage and showed us like the giant props and the cats, and it was so cool and whatever. And that is like, I think, the mindset with which you need to approach Cats, which is just like childlike wonder. The plot of Cats is just like cats introducing themselves because they want to like die. It's cats.
But it's
It
like
doesn't matter.
resurrection and like who gets to be the next like to come back
But
and all
like
this.
none of that matters. What matters
you-
is just cats dancing and introducing themselves and having a great time. I will say this is like, I struggled to make this because of the movie musical version. It has to be
Yes,
mentioned.
that's brutal. That's brutal.
And I love Taylor Swift. Like I got the Taylor Swift poster right there, and like, ooh,
Yeah,
it's
it wasn't. I love Jennifer
an
Hudson too, and
abomination
she
of a
was great
movie.
too. Like, yeah, like yeah, that's rough. My introduction to Cats. Did you ever watch The Nanny, like with Fran Drescher?
Yeah.
So
I
there's a
do.
running
It's a
gag
good show.
on that show that the main love interest, Maxwell Sheffield, is a producer. He's a Broadway producer, and the running joke is that he hates Andrew Lloyd Webber because Max passed on Cats. That's like that's the running joke in the show, is that he passed on
Oh
Cats because
man.
he's like, what a stupid idea. Which
I
is
mean, it
a
is,
rightfully
but
so, right? Like that's a stupid idea. Because it makes no sense. It's the most
no.
fever dream show of all time. It's you ask people what is Cats about, they don't know, but everyone knows it, right? Everyone knows a specific song. I don't know if either of us
Yeah.
picked it. Neither of us picked it.
Mm,
Memory.
nope.
Yeah, neither of us picked it, right? Memory from
Nope.
Cats is like the most well-known song from the show.
It was not in contention for that song pick for this show. I'll just say that.
So we'll get to that for sure. So that is the most well-known song from the show, right? And based on that song, you'd figure the plot is something along the lines of like faded star power and blah 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 blah. It's not. It's just craziness. I don't
I
know
mean,
what to
that's
make
part
out
of
of
the
it.
Bella storyline. It's
The
just not the
names are
other
another thing I have an
storyline.
issue. Like the names are another issue I have with this
Well,
show.
because it's based on the T.S. Eliot book of Practical Cats. I get it's based on like a book of poems of nonsense, just like cats, stories about cats. That's why it makes no sense.
The amount of drugs that must have been like consumed
Mm-hmm.
to make this
Mm-hmm.
show just must have been
Oh yeah.
mind blowing. I'm so confused by what Cats
And
is.
this is why Andrew Lloyd Webber is so polarizing.
Like we really like. I
As
want to
a
argue that this
figure,
is like. I just like I don't know, like because it's like you picked Cats, and I was like, okay, you picked Cats as one of the best musicals, and then like your reasoning is like, okay, I see it, I see why. Yeah,
if I
lots,
saw Cats for the first time as an adult, definitely not picking Cats. But
but it's
like
yours,
Cats,
right? Yeah, it lives with you.
yeah, special place in my heart.
Special place in your heart. All right, here are mine. Ready? I also
Yes.
have an Andrew Lloyd Webber show on there, but this I went with Jesus Christ
You have
Superstar.
to.
I love Jesus Christ Superstar. Anyone who knows me knows I love Jesus Christ Superstar. It's my favorite musical. After that, I'll give my 4. We can dissect them after I name them. I went with Wicked. Again, I saw the movie itself like 4 times in theaters, 5 times in theaters. Might have been 5, just because I love it so much.
I
Then
have
it was
finally seen the movie, by the way. I have conquered that Everest.
It took you this like that's crazy.
I
Anyway,
did say I just saw it. I just said
yeah.
I've finally seen it.
Oh my god. And then I went with Hamilton and Into the Woods to round it out.
Mhm.
Now, they all bring different things. Jesus Christ Superstar, I love rock music. I've always been a rock music guy. And the fact that it's one of the few musicals that I really feel like is like, hey, listen, and as the times have gone on, like it was rock music for the 70s, but then as time has gone on, they've increased like the distortion and guitars and stuff, like
Mhm.
made it match whatever rock music sounds like in the day and age that it's in. So like when you
Yeah.
got to the 90s, it sounded a little bit more grunge and stuff like that. I love that. I think it's a really creative storytelling technique where it was definitely controversial, where there is arguments to be made that Judas is the protagonist of the show. Um, and there's so many great castings that have come out of this. It's run for
Yeah.
like 40 something years now, like off and on throughout time. Wicked,
He was iconic.
I don't need to like justify Wicked. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel about Hamilton too, right? Like
Yeah.
Wicked was so impressive. Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth, just icons, right? Made themselves household names because of it.
That's why they're on the banner image here, because
Yeah,
if you're
because who
gonna do
doesn't
Mount
love them?
Rushmores, I was like, you have to."
Yeah, you have to. You have to. Hamilton changed the game, right? And the crazy thing
It
is, so
did.
many shows have tried to be
Yeah.
Hamilton after Hamilton, and it never works. It never
Mm-mm.
works. Whatever Lin-Manuel Miranda was able to capture in that moment was it was so unique and so necessary that there's nothing will ever replicate it.
It really did bring, I think, more awareness and revival to the musical theater genre than we've had in a long time. Like,
I think
it
so too. I think it
brought
almost
a
saved it.
moment. Oh, yeah, resurgence for sure, and I have opinions on Lin-Manuel Miranda, but I really appreciate him for doing that.
Yeah. I think it's funny because like time has gone by, and I think people like we've gotten so much of him now. We've seen like he
Mhm.
has a very specific style he likes to write in. You could tell a Lin-Manuel song the second it comes
I
on.
once made an entire Lin-Manuel Miranda bingo card, or lingo, if you will, and it was just,
Mhm.
like, all of the hallmarks for all of his songs across all of his shows, and, like, it's formulaic, but it works. There's a
Yeah,
reason we love it, there's a reason, like,
right.
it's
I mean,
catchy
it's
as
the reason
hell.
why Hamilton and Moana and stuff like that has been so popular. I mean, he's very, very good at
Mhm.
what he does.
In the
Um,
Heights. Bring it
in the
on,
Heights,
shout out.
yeah. I mean, so good, right? Like so many different things. Then I got to Into the Woods. This fourth pick
Mhm,
was really difficult for me because there was a couple shows I
mhm.
was really like torn on, and I really had to break it down as like start to finish. What show has like my favorite songs, my favorite moments, and
Mm.
really it was what shows don't have moments that I'm like I could skip this part and be okay. Like I need a show with no bathroom breaks, right? If you're gonna be a Mount Rushmore, there can't be a bathroom break in your show. You know what I mean? Where it's like you can just
Fair.
get up and leave at this point.
Yeah.
I think the only time I'm really annoyed with Into the Woods, where I'm like not annoyed, but I'm just not enjoying it, is sometimes they cast like a Red Riding Hood whose voice grates
Mm.
through me. Um,
She's
which
pretty annoying.
she can be annoying just because like the voice has to be so childlike and
It's the character, but
yeah, the
also
character and the song it just happens to hit some notes that I'm like, it just kind of
yeah.
hits my ear funky. But when you combine that with the creativity of the show, I love the idea of like what happens after happily ever after. Like
Mhm.
the first act is like happily ever after, like yay, and then act two is like, but life has to go on.
The shit
Now it's
hit
gonna
the
get dark.
fan.
Right now it's gonna get dark. Here's the consequences to getting your happily ever after.
Mhm,
Sondheim, first off, legend. Stephen Sondheim, rip,
mhm.
um, to the legend himself. I almost put a different Sondheim show in this spot.
Which one?
Sweeney Todd.
Okay, okay.
I love cheering for a good villain. And
Yeah,
Sweeney Todd is
it's fun.
it's fun, right? Because Sweeney Todd is not a good guy. Like,
Yeah.
that is not a good man. I understand his motivations. We all get it. Anyone who's seen the show, it's like,
Mhm.
hey, his wife was like taken, his daughter was taken, like he was thrown in jail. Vengeance. Vengeance does not make you a good person. You can't just be slaughtering people and turning them into meat pies. But I love the goriness of it. I love that. What a fantastic idea. Um, Angela Lansbury has played uh the female lead. Mrs. Lovett.
Oh god.
Mrs. Lovett
Yeah, yeah.
has been Angela Lansbury. There's the movie version, which I do enjoy. I really love it. I thought Johnny Depp was fantastic as Sweeney Todd, and Helena Bonham Carter could play Batman and kill
Mhm.
it. I love her. Joe Locke from
What?
Heartstopper was in Sweeney Todd recently
Really?
on
Oh,
Broadway.
okay.
Love
I was
that.
gonna say, like, back in the movie. Yeah, on Broadway, got it.
Yeah, on
Um,
Broadway.
that being said, though, if you're talking about movie adaptations, Into the Woods, Meryl Streep as the witch, like,
So good. I loved it.
you can't beat that.
And
No
I
one
will not
else
hear the
I couldn't
slander
imagine
of that
anyone
movie.
else playing that.
I won't hear the slander of that movie because Meryl Streep is so good, and because Emily Blunt is so good as well in
Yes.
her role in
Yeah.
that movie.
Emily
Now,
Blunt is really good. There's a few that really hold
James
it
Corden,
up.
I would have switched Emily Blunt and his character getting flung off a cliff. But
Fucking hate James
I hate
Corden.
James
I'll
Corden. God, do
say
I
it.
hate James Corden. Everything he's
He's
in, he
the
makes worse.
worst.
He makes everything
Ugh.
worse.
Absolutely, like, truly, and he was in Cats, and he ruined that because I think that's a very fun character that could have had a good little solo moment, and they gave it to James Corden, and he just
I
sucks.
have never seen anything,
You know who would
not
have
one
been
thing.
good as Buster Jones instead is Jack Black. I think Jack Black could have been a
Jack
really
Black could be
fun and
anything.
original
I like Jack
Buster
Black.
Jones.
I
Anyway,
like Jack Black. Like,
sorry.
Into the Woods, the movie cast was very good. I
Yeah,
thought it was really strong, and people hated on the movie, and I
yeah.
was like, I don't understand what the problem is.
No, I
Like,
think it was good, and I think they did a good balance of, like, some of them are kinda big name celebrities, but most of those big name celebrities are, like, the ones with very strong talent, like a Meryl Streep, you know?
or
Or,
an
like,
Anna
you get, like, a
Kendrick.
Chris Pine, and he, like, holds his own in it, it's fine, like, he's attractive, and he does a good job in his little agony.
Yeah, I thought Anna Kendrick was amazing as Cinderella
Anna
as well.
Kendrick was good. She's really good, and I
She's
think,
very good in everything, though. Yeah.
she yeah, she gets a little pigeonholed into, like, kind of the same personality, and I think that
Yeah,
when
she does.
she
Although Woman of the Hour, she was
stretches it
incredible.
okay, I haven't
Woman
seen
of the
that.
Hour, it's kind of like it's based on the dating show Killer.
Mm.
It was actually her first directorial
Oh, fun.
debut as well. So she starred and directed
Nice.
in the movie and won some awards for it. So it was very good. But let's
Cool.
let's get deeper into this because we're talking
Oh,
about the best songs in a musical.
yes.
Now, we do share one, and of course, because we
Mhm,
share this song, he makes the cut of
mhm,
the image. You see Leslie Odom
mhm.
Jr. We both love Wait for It from Hamilton.
I will confess, I thought the Hamilton hype was, like, a little overblown for a while because I hadn't seen it until, like, the pro shoot came out. I finally watched it, and, like, this song in particular, it just hadn't really done anything for me before I saw it, and it was one of those that when I saw it, I just stopped and I stared, and I was just, "Holy shit."
Yeah,
Like, he captures you in. There is a reason he won a Tony for this award.
yeah,
He is him, as they say, like, wow.
yeah. No, it's it's such a good song, and I think it's the only song in the show that doesn't feel like a Lin-Manuel song. It's very
Yes.
strange. It almost stands
Okay.
like it's almost like kinda in its own world where you're like,
Yes.
there's no anything. It just is this. It's this beautiful melody, and Leslie Odom gets so much
Yeah,
emotion going,
he
and
does.
like when you see it live, like I've seen Hamilton a few times. I've seen it on Broadway. I've seen it like in a couple different places. Whoever does this song, like they always, you just feel the whole theater kind of get like
Yeah,
goosebumps at the same time.
yeah. It is a goosebumps song.
Yeah,
It's funny because the Wikipedia entry says that this song is a combination of dance hall music and musical music, which I just think is a really funny way to describe the genre. And like you're right, because it does kind of stand alone from the song in that, or from the rest of the show songs, in that like most of them have more of like the rap and the like they're trying to be like cool and hip hop, or like even the ones that are more musically like helpless, or like it's a different kind of musical. And this is that like I want ballad that just captures you.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely one of those moments that just truly uh,
Mhm,
define what Broadway is all about. These musicals are all about that. Why we fell in love with them in the first place, right? It's so good.
mhm.
I'll give my next three, and you can tell me where I went
Yes.
wrong. Okay, I'm gonna add one honorable mention, um, and it's actually I'm gonna change my show sheet, so you're about to have a little bit of a surprise. So my next three are, in no particular order, "Defying Gravity"
Yeah.
from Wicked,
You wanna
"New
talk
Mo-
that big musical number.
yeah,
Like
"New Money" from Gatsby, and then "Heaven on Their Minds" from Jesus Christ Superstar. honorable mention to El Tango de Roxanne from Moulin Rouge. Defying Gravity to me is the single greatest cut to black moment in musical history, because that ends Act 1, as most people who have ever heard of Wicked know, because they've seen the movie or whether they've seen it on the show. That ends Act 1. That is how Act 1 ends. I will say in the movie, while I think Cynthia Erivo's performance of it is the best ever, I am annoyed that they added that little bit at the end, because it usually just ends on the big note, and it's like she just belts it out and then bang, blackout. And yeah. And
the
boom,
stinger.
cut to black. Yeah, and it's just like, oh my god, and you leave Act 1 on this like incredible high that you're like it's overwhelming. It's an overwhelming feeling. And I didn't know that when I went to go see it. I saw it as an adult, just a few years ago, actually. I had no idea that ended Act 1. So all of a sudden, like, and you can feel it when it starts, right? There's this moment, and you just hear whoever's playing Glinda just go, Elphaba, why couldn't you have stayed calm for once?
Yeah.
Instead of flying off the handle.
Off the
and you're
handle.
just like, the whole theater like leans forward in unison. We're all just like, like, and it's just like, oh my god. And for the next 15 minutes, you're flying. It's so good. New money from The Great Gatsby. So I just saw The Great Gatsby on Broadway. Just saw it, but I had loved this song.
Who did you see it with? Because they've had some like fun castings.
I saw it. Who's in it right now? The girl from Modern Family, Sarah Hyland.
Oh, that's
Sarah
fun.
Hyland's in it right now.
Yeah.
But this is performed by Samantha Pauly. I'm gonna put her name attached to this because she's so good. Now, I love the show. I love the song, right? So I loved the song. I had heard it because it's a TikTok dance. People like doing the new money dance. And I like found the song, and the song's amazing. So I was like, I want to go see this show. I love the song. Like, I'm just gonna go see it. I got like a good deal, so I went. This is an incredible Broadway moment because there's like pyro and shit in this song. Like a lot of it, not even like a little like puff. It's like sparks are flying everywhere. The whole stage is like a light and fire. And like, then they're like, this big note ends and there's this like explosion. They like flashbang you. And I'm just like, what the hell was that? That was incredible. So much energy. Like the end of that song has some of the most energy I've ever felt in a song. You just want to like get up and dance. It has that roaring 20s kind of vibe to it. It just is really, just really fun. And she was incredible live. Oh my God, so good. Then I went with, like I said, Wait For It. We talked about Defying Gravity. We talked about. Then I went with Heaven on Their Minds from my favorite musical, Jesus Christ Superstar, because Judas to me is if there's a role I could ever play, it would be that. If someone said you get to play anything you want, it would be Judas and Jesus Christ Superstar. And that's the song that kicks off the show. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Jesus Christ Superstar, but it's this incredible guitar riff that starts it out. And Judas is just like, there's no waiting. He's just like, you're just fucking everything up. You're going to get us all in trouble. You need to stop. And he hits these big belty notes, and there's all this guitar, and like these like the drums are going crazy. Everyone's dancing around. It's absolute pandemonium, and it's the most amazing thing to watch. I love it. It's just a good song, like start to finish, a good song. Now, honorable mention to El Tango de Roxanne, specifically Aaron Tveit's version of it, because there's that clip. It went viral again on the internet. There's this like the very end of the song. The reason why I couldn't keep it is because I don't love the whole song. I only like the ending. But it's like the best ending. He sings it so well. But
it is good.
That was enough of my ranting about what I love. What do you love?
Oh, please. So obviously Wait For It. That is our pick in common. It is such a good show, such a good number in that show, and just like, show-stopping number. Then the next one, and similarly named, like show-stopping number, Wait For Me from Hadestown. It's the Act 1 closer, so you kind of have that Defying Gravity. It has this like big staging of like these pendulums like swinging into the audience and like lights, and like it is very, very well staged, and just ending on that, and like truly I was bawling of just this emotional.
Wait, does that end the first act of the show?
Ends the first act.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So you like the original, not the the reprise, right? You're more of
Yeah,
the first.
the original.
Okay.
This is the original.
So you like when Orpheus
I
sings
think
it,
it's the
not
original that
you like when
yeah.
Orpheus sings it, right?
I mean, I guess I like all versions of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is why it's also in my favorite shows. Like, it was hard to
Yeah.
choose because then when I was
It's
thinking
tough.
about which number from Hadestown, anyway. So the next one, which is also from my favorite shows, is from Chicago. We Both Reach for the Gun. This song I love. I forgot to look this up. I think this won a Grammy, maybe, or like an Oscar. It would have been, I guess, not a Grammy. I feel like it won something or was nominated for something in
I
the
don't know.
movie version of it, but like it's so fun. I am like someday I will be able to perform a one woman version of this with like all of the facial expressions. That is my goal. I'm slowly practicing. I'm not very
I
good at
love
it because
that.
it's wild, but it is so fun. And I just like it captures that fun Chicago like fantasy spirit because it has the like dual elements of your reality, like nitty gritty Chicago, and the like fantasy, like puppetry, puppet master thing. So I do
Right.
like that one. My last pick on here is The Bitch of Living from Spring Awakening. This, and I really struggled with like picking the top four. It's hard. Um, I I like Spring Awakening. I really liked it like as a teen, and I saw it first as a teen. Like it makes sense if you're a teen and you're gonna connect with it. And I saw like a lot of
Right.
the original cast and like the I don't know. I think it was like Jonathan Groff, Leah Michelle, like a good chunk of
Right.
those. So like that was fun. And like this, I don't know, it's a funny song. And it is, I think they're one of the other shows that has done that rock musical pretty well. Cause I
Right.
do think having a successful genre musical can be hard. And that's why like
Yes.
some of the rap musicals can work, like Hamilton works, but like not everyone will work in a different genre. Like
Right.
not every rock musical is gonna work.
Right.
Spring Awakening was one of those. And yeah, I mean, like won a bunch of Tonys too. So, it's got the cred. And yeah, I do love that song. I did have like a whole bunch of honorable mentions. They're all from like, well, pretty much all of them are from all of the other shows that I did pick. Although I guess one that, and I hate that I had this almost as an honorable mention in there. It's 96,000 from In the Heights. And I like, 'cause I hate on Lin-Manuel Miranda so much, but like that song is fun.
The man knows how to
Um,
write a song. I can't really hate on him,
he does.
honestly.
Yeah. I also think it could have been fun for us to do, and maybe we do this as a future Mount Rushmore, but intro songs, like opening number songs, because
Oh,
I
I
think
love
those
that.
in and of
I love that.
themselves have like it's a whole other ball game.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really good ones, right? Like Heaven on Their Minds would obviously make it for me, but then you got to think of songs like No One Mourns the Wicked or
Mhm.
Alexander Hamilton. And
Alexander Hamilton, certainly all that jazz from Chicago.
yeah, that's a great
Oh my
one.
gosh, you guys from Legally Blonde.
What else is there? Cabaret.
Road to Hell from
Cabaret.
Hadestown. Yep,
Yep.
Cabaret.
Cabaret's
Um,
intro is very good.
why am I blanking on Moulin Rouge's opening number? But they have a good opening number
They
too, don't
do. I'm
they?
not a huge jukebox musical fan though, and Moulin Rouge is
Okay.
very jukebox
Yeah.
musically. Um,
Mamma Mia is kind of my big exception for jukebox musical, but
I don't love Mamma Mia. I don't, and I
Pierce
know that's
Brosnan makes it hard for me, but I really love it
I
otherwise,
love Meryl Streep.
both
I'd watch
stage
her in
and
anything.
screen. Ugh,
Oh,
she's so good.
love her. All right, let's get
Yes.
controversial.
Yeah.
Let's throw some shade, and we're gonna do some hear me
Mhm.
out. We'll be right back.
Maybe nostalgia's got you blind, or maybe I just see it right. I know, you wanna shout, but before you shut me down, just hear me out. Hear me out. I'm not afraid to take the heat. Hear me out. I'll die on this hill if I need. You can fight it, you can hate it, but you'll never say I forget. Hear me out. I got hot takes on repeat.
That is my favorite of all our music drops.
It might be the call she cuts for me.
Call She Cuts is a great one too. I love that one.
Banger.
Um,
Anyway.
it's hard for me not to just sit here and like click through them and like listen to them all because I have to.
Yeah.
There's a couple that I think need a little bit updating, but usually they're pretty good. All
Yeah.
right, your question is difficult.
Yeah.
Are there any musicals better than their OG IP?
Mhm.
Now you had an answer. I also have an answer, but yours is more
Yeah.
interesting. Yours is more incendiary.
I do. It's a strong one. It's a hot take. It's what this segment is for. Hear me out. However, I think that the Legally Blonde the musical is better for what it is than the original Legally Blonde. And this is like with the
That's
utmost
pretty rough.
respect to no, utmost respect to the original Legally Blonde though. That's the thing. I love Legally Blonde. The movie, I watch that weekly, maybe not weekly, monthly, certainly. It is like a power movie. I associate that movie with my dead grandma. I love that movie. Like that is how much
Legally Blonde with your dead grandma.
no, because we watched it for the first time together and she was like, "Oh, Ella's so cute and look at her go." And I'm like, "Yes, look at her go."
Look at her go.
Anyway, I love my grandma. Like this is in the kindest way possible. And that is why I'm saying I love Legally Blonde the musical and it makes me sad. I want to put this in here because it makes me sad that we did not get the movie musical like retcon or whatever, like how they did Mean Girls the musical, and that was
I
fucking
know.
trash. And the musical
I
itself was like not
know.
that good that they were starting with, and they had the opportunity there. And like MTV fumbled this bag in 2005 or whatever when they had the
Oh,
Laura Bell
really?
Bundy casting show. They had it on MTV. They did the pro shoot musical on there, and they absolutely could have made the movie then when it was hot. And they could make the movie now. They've had like 20 fucking years to make this movie.
I don't know why they don't just make like just keep doing it. Just keep making musicals. Like some of them hit, some of them don't, but you know what? It's fun.
Well,
I think
and
Wicked
like
might reinvent that. I think Wicked might spark some interest in doing this
I
again.
hope so. And especially like movie musicals and like there's so many because I think both stage and movie, like there's so many musicals that are like sparked by different IPs, different
Yeah,
ways, one or the other. And like there's just so many fun opportunities that people are missing out on.
I agree. I do think my answer is a lot less like inflammatory to millennials, but maybe to
Mm.
the literary community, they might be mad. The Great Gatsby is a terrible book.
Ooh,
It's awful. I
okay.
hate that story. I think it's one of the worst written books of all time. It's listen, I studied the classics in school. I got my bachelor's degree in literature, and I could say unequivocally that modern books are superior in almost every way. It
Yeah, that was like
it's
the only
brutal.
one of the classics I could stomach, but
It's brutal.
I don't
Like
have
when
like
you break down
strong
the plot of
feelings.
that book, it makes no sense. Everyone ends up in the exact same place
Yeah,
they started, except for Gatsby, who ends up at the bottom of a pool. So,
that's fair.
like, I
Um,
think that's the one that definitely it was more interesting as a
mhm,
musical. They added a character that added a little bit more depth
mm,
to Gatsby and his
okay.
backstory, but
I feel like
overall, not
yeah.
great.
I think also a lot of the charm of Gatsby in like any adaptation whatsoever is like the world building and kind of that fantasy. And I think that's where you can really play it up in musical form.
They
And
definitely
like
do.
really, and that's like the everything that I've seen from that, I'm like the staging, the costumes is gorgeous.
It's unbelievable.
Um,
The set is one of the most amazing sets I've ever
yeah.
seen.
Which okay, so on that note, and if we're talking about musical adaptations better than the source, easy on here. This is not a hot take at all. It's Natasha Pierre, The Great Comet of 1812. Does anybody like Tolstoy reading War and Peace? They took 70 pages of War and Peace and they made a great fun musical out of it.
Really? I've never even heard
Yeah.
of it. I've never even heard
Oh,
of
I
it.
like it. It had Josh Groban was in it. Philippa
He was just
Sue was in
25.
it, I think.
I love Philippa Soo.
Or am I
Oh,
mixing? No,
Burn
I
got
think
left
Philippa
off
Sue
our
was in
list
it.
too. Burn didn't make
Yeah.
the best songs. That's rough. Poor Burn. And
It's
Satisfied.
it's only 4. There's
I
only
know.
4.
It's tough. That's what I'm saying. Like that
Yeah,
was a tough one. That was tough.
it was a really hard one. One of the hardest I think we've done.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
but yeah, that is definitely one that I think belongs on that list, but it's not a hot take.
Yeah. Well, this one that you have, I gotta tell you, you're gonna upset people.
Yeah.
Overrated song from a musical. And look at that little girl. Look at her.
Mhm.
Tell her right to her face what you think of her song.
I think it's grating, and I think it. hurts my ears. I think it's annoying. I think the sun will come out tomorrow. Like,
Little orphan girl
heard a
trying to
well-sung version of that.
little orphan girl's trying to make it through, and you're just like out here killing her for it.
I'll give her $1 to stop singing.
Oh my god, that's so mean. That's so mean. Um, yeah, I don't know. Annie's kind of like a classic, right? A lot of people really
Mhm.
like love that song. Didn't Chandler Bing
But you're
love
gonna
that song too? Like, isn't that
really hate some
canon?
of my honorable mentions for
Go
this one
ahead, lay
then.
them on me.
Honorable mention for this is Memory from Cats.
All right, I will get on board with that only because I think Memory is great for like 30 seconds. The
Mhm.
last like bit of it is great.
I
The
want,
rest of
like,
it,
1 verse and 1 chorus and then skip.
yeah, and that's really it. I'm good on the rest of it. Uh, honestly, overrated songs from a musical, pretty much anything, Sound of Music for me.
Okay.
I don't like the Sound of Music. I actually hate the Sound of Music, like, a lot. Um,
Yeah, I'm not too
I
big
hate
into it. I will say
here's
I
why I
live
don't
in Bum
like
Trap country, so
here's why I don't like classic Broadway, because I don't like opera.
mm,
So I
yeah.
don't like operatic singing. You know what I mean? I don't mind if it's an operatic musical that just sings start to finish, but I don't like that
Mm,
style of singing. It just is
right,
very
right.
it's a lot,
Well,
it's boring.
this is so out of curiosity, where do you fall on Rent?
It's not my favorite. I'm not a huge Rent fan.
Interesting, because it's the like an opera, it's based on the opera La Boheme, and it's that fully sung through, but it's not really that classical Broadway, it's a little bit more rock musical with the gay history. I would have thought you maybe I
I I
almost thought about Rent as a best musical, I have it as an honorable
you know
mention.
what? I think I have to rewatch it, but like I don't love it. And like it never spoke to me that way. Like, and I know the subject matter should speak to me in a way that does. Like, honestly, I much prefer Tick Tick Boom to
Okay.
Rent. Um, as
I
far
can,
as
like,
musicals
kinda
go.
understand yeah, like yeah.
Like that is where I'm at. And like so I guess like Seasons of Love would be on my
Mm,
most overrated song list. Um
you're gonna
it's
piss the
just not for
people
me.
off there.
I know it's just not for me. I don't know
Mm,
what it is about Rent that just doesn't speak to me that way. Um I think there's a lot of underrated songs that I could also talk about, but that's not the question.
yes.
That wasn't the question. But
It's
Dancing Through
true.
Life would be one of them. Um,
Mm,
I think that's an underrated song. I think it's criminally underrated. Uh, a No Good Deed as well. I love that.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
a great
there's a
one.
lot of underrated songs, though,
But
if we're just talking sleeper musical songs,
oh,
that's
Suddenly
oh.
Seymour is another one that I can't stand. I cannot stand Suddenly
Yeah,
Seymour.
Suddenly Seymour. Another one, and I'm not big on Les Mis as a whole anyway, One More
Likewise.
Day.
Thank you. Yeah. No, Les Mis in
Yeah.
general. uh, Send it away. Like send it packing.
Mhm.
I'm all set on
Okay,
fucking Les
good,
Mis.
because I didn't see it anywhere on any of your list, and I didn't wanna, like, piss you off. I'll piss off the people, because the people, if you hate it,
No,
come for us,
honestly,
like,
like
tell us. But
yeah, I think
Les
Les Mis
Mis, overrated.
like that would be the most overrated like musical maybe of all time. Like it's
Yeah.
really up there because everyone's like it's the best one. I'm like it's not that good. It's so
Also,
depressing
Hugh
and it's so
Jackman, I don't think is good.
oh wow. Oh,
I
that's
like,
hot.
he's fine.
That's
I don't think
spicy.
he's good in that. I don't think any of the cast in that drew me in a way or does enough to draw me in, like
Anne
yeah.
Hathaway did well in the movie, I thought, but other than that, I was all set on that. But yeah, that
I
is
don't like the method acting that she did for that. I think it's a bad example
I
for
don't like
women.
method acting in general. We've had
I
a
know, and we've
conversation
talked
about
about
this.
that, but,
Like, it's just
like,
an excuse to be an asshole.
especially there, I'm like, it just makes me feel physically uncomfortable sometimes, like, watching.
Yeah, it's odd.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Anyway.
That's odd. Guys, I hope you had a good time with us tonight. I hope you enjoyed the ridiculous nature of the show. The number one thing about Popcorn and Root Beer that I love so much is that we're so different from the shows that are on this channel as it is because it's almost chaos from start to finish with us, right?
Yeah.
You never know where you're going to land. You never know where we're going to end up. We have an idea, we have an outline. We swear we have an outline that we're supposed to bring you guys. It's just how do we get through it, right? Like it's a journey
Hey,
every time.
we said we were gonna talk about musicals. We talked about musicals.
We
We gave
talked
some
about them.
Tony betting picks. We did the
Yeah.
dang thing.
We did what we were supposed to do. It's just we took the scenic route. That's all. But thank
Mhm.
you all so much for joining us. Please like, subscribe, share. Consider following us on Twitter or tweeting us at hashtag us words. Seriously though, please comment below
Yes.
your favorite musicals. Let us know what we missed, what we got wrong, how our hair looked, all that good stuff. And like and subscribe to the whole damn channel. We here at IBT
Please
work
do.
so hard to try to bring you as much entertainment and engaging content as possible. Our Twitter is active. Our YouTube is active. We are always trying to reach out and grow with you. So please come join the family. Come hang out with us. We love hearing from you.
Please do. And we
Tra-
have fun stuff down the pipeline always. I know that.
always.
We got
Always.
cool things. Get in now. Follow us along from the get-go.
All the cool kids are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
All the cool kids are following
Speaking of,
IBT.
if you're a cool kid that's going to Canton, Ohio this summer, do join us. I know that sounds random, but if any of you have
we're
crossed
plugging
over from our
DNO?
fantasy football
Okay. All right. Go
fans,
ahead.
all the
Plug
cool
it.
kids are doing it. I'm sorry, Steve, you're not going to be there,
I'm
but
not going to be there.
all the cool kids are
I'm
doing
not
it.
going to be there. That sucks that I'm not going to be there. But anyway,
I know.
it's that sad part of the show. It's time for us to say goodbye. Again, like, subscribe, share. We'll see you guys again in just a little while. Until then, keep it in between.